Barrio Central Elementary School would like to present to you the annual implementation plan for school year 2020-2021, guided by the DepEd vision, mission, and core values. Its adjustment and alignment to SDO 4 strategic directions and DepEd Learning Continuity Plan based on the guidelines on DepEd Order No. 12, Series 2020. Barrio Central Elementary School stakeholders came up an adjusted annual implementation plan aligned to Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, which serves as a blueprint at this time of new normal education that will respond to basic education challenges brought about by COVID-19. On accessibility, we have early registration for kindergarten to grade 1 last January 2020 with a Tala Challenge. Magpa-tala na kayo! And remote enrollment for kinder to grade 6 learners to ensure that all learners are enrolled and no child is left behind in this time of pandemic. To attain the project objective, we conducted child mapping, tracing, and profiling of learners. We have also our promotions of enrollment through FB account, registration, tarpaulin, and flyers. We also conducted remote enrollment for kindergarten to grade 6 learners using automated learner enrollment and survey form. We had also our drop-box enrollment near the gate of the school, barangay hall, and selected houses. We also register possible for ALS or Abot Alam learners, and the result is from 621 learners last school year 2019-2020. This school year 2020-2021, we have 689 learners with an increase of 60 learners. For Oplan Balik Eskwela, we had our Handa Isip, Handa Bukas information dissemination through flyers, pictures, and videos. We activate help desk using different platforms like phone calls, Facebook, Messenger, text, letter, and etc. Barrio Central Elementary School staff was also capacitated and still capacitating through different webinars, reskilling, upskilling. We also oriented the parents and learners on distance learning modality. We conducted also simulation on online distance learning and modular distance learning. We also reproduced learning materials from LRMDS, DepEd Commons, etc. to ensure the smooth opening of the classes. For Project SAC or Save a Child, we identified learners at risk of dropping out or LARDO in different grade levels and then conduct home visitation and craft an agreement with the parent on how to address the problem. We conducted also different platforms to save a child like making follow-up through calls, text, or any possible platform, and we tap potential sponsors to adopt a child in school supplies or will act as a para-facilitator so we can decrease the dropout rate by 1% or as much as possible attain zero dropout rate this year. And for quality, where kindergarten to grade 6 learners affected by COVID-19 pandemic are empowered with knowledge, skills, and values for lifelong learning and ensure implementation of most essential learning competencies through varied modalities. Our school improvement projects, first, we have the Project A Positive, or Positive Attitude. For us to develop positive attitude and practice the core values, maka-Diyos, makatao, makakalikasan, at makabansa to our learners, and to ensure 100% implementation of child protection policy. In order to achieve the objective, teachers integrate values in all learning areas on their weekly home learning plan. We have also online kumustahan at kwentuhan, and virtual recognition to warang mag-aral. Our second project is Project BBN or Bawat Bata Nakakabasa for Filipino and ICAR or Every Child a Reader for English. For us to increase the literacy level at least 2 points this year using different platforms. In order to achieve the objective, teachers track the pupils with reading difficulties through virtual oral reading tests, conduct pre-diagnostic reading tests using different platforms, enhance reading habit of pupils using different platforms like reading session through Messenger, giving reading materials in soft and hard copies, using YouTube of Teacher Fina, generate instructional materials in reading using DepEd Commons, LRMDS, etc., and conduct a reading remediation using different platforms. Our third project is Project BCES or Batang Centralian Edukado Sigurado Outreach Program. Our objective is to create an EduPorok for the continuous delivery of basic education to our children, especially on literacy among non-decoder learners in a far-flung area, and give assistance to learners in understanding the lesson. After the session, we had our feeding program courtesy of our barangay council. And I'm glad to tell you that there are still other stakeholders who gave assistance in terms of school supplies and food not only to the child but to the whole family. Our fourth school improvement project under quality is Project Math-astic or Math is Fantastic, with the objective to improve the numeracy level of kindergarten to grade 6 pupils using different platforms. In order to achieve the objective, teachers identify learners who are non-numerates using different platforms and conducted intervention on it. They also conducted 1-minute drill in window cards from A1 to day 2. They also use flashcard drill every day through ODL and educational videos on math to enhance learners' numeracy skills. Our last school improvement project for quality is Project FL, or Fit Learners, with the objective to develop mentally and physically fit learners through feeding, daily exercise, mental and psychological support services using different platforms. In order to attain the objective, teachers integrate in their weekly home learning plan the daily exercise. We also conduct feeding program every week to severely wasted learners and hold mental and psychological support services using different platforms. And for governance, school improvement projects, first is the Project CLD or Continuous Learning and Development with the objective to develop teachers with the necessary skills, knowledge, competencies, and practices in teaching and learning process in the new normal education, and to provide technical support and assistance for their enhancement using different platforms. In order to achieve the objective, teachers attend SLAC or OLAC session every month, participate in national, regional, division, district seminars, trainings, workshops, webinars, and other activities. Attend graduate school, hold mental and psychological support services, undergo annual physical checkup, and strictly observe IATF protocols. The second project is Project POP or Power of Partnership, with the objectives, number 1, to raise the number of external stakeholders who will actively participate, support, and consistently collaborate in the undertakings of the school. In order to attain the objective, the school conducts regular stakeholders meeting, give recognition to internal and external stakeholders for their invaluable contributions to the school, or gawad parangal sa mga stakeholders, virtual Family Day celebration, if God permits, face-to-face Christmas party of GBTA is GC. And the last one is to enhance Brigada Eskwela Plus. The second objective is to generate 2% increase of revenues that will create a child-friendly and motivating school environment, gender-sensitive atmosphere, responsive school to the current situation, and can provide school personnel and its operating needs. The activities under this objective are the following: stakeholders meeting, rehabilitation of HE building, income-generating project conducted by the GPTA, procurement of office school supplies, ICT, and office equipment, SDRRE materials, procurement or reproduction of self-learning module, activity sheets, instructional materials, rehabilitation of flagpole, repair of desk, armchair, blackboards, windows, doors, tables, ceiling, etc., repainting of desks, tables, cabinet, armchair, blackboards, repainting of passage, repair of comfort rooms, repair of administrative office ceiling, improvement of gulayan sa paaralan, health and nutrition services, procurement of COVID-19 response items, hygiene and sanitation supplies, vitamin C, zinc, and others, conduct clear SDRRA mobilization plan, safety drills, and info education campaign. In every school project, we have a project team who take charge of the project design, implementation, monitoring and evaluation of the program. The schedule and venue are stated on the hard copy of AIP. We have also budget per activity, based on urgency and importance. The budget source came from school MOE, donations, and school canteen fund if we have already face-to-face learning. Barrio Central Elementary School of City of Balanga, despite of the pandemic COVID-19, pursues the delivery of an accessible, quality, relevant, and responsive inclusive education in kindergarten to grade 6 learners. I can say that Barrio Central Elementary School aptly responds to the growing demand for continuity of learning, guided by the policy guidelines in the implementation and monitoring of teaching learning school-based modalities. In school readiness, in terms of accessibility, we have the early registration, Oplan Balik Eskwela, Project SAC, and Project POP. In terms of quality, where we can develop productive learners, we have Project A Positive, Project BBN, ECAR, Project BCES, Matastic, Project FL, and for governance, we have the Project CLD and Project POP. In short, our school is responsive and resilient to pandemic or crisis. For teaching and learning modalities, we have the Project CLD and all the projects under quality to ensure the learning continuity with equity considerations and adjust based on the context of the learners. And for human resource readiness, which is the primary priority to protect the health and safety of the learners, teachers, and personnel, we have the Project CLD, fostering a lifelong learning among employees, Project FL, and Project POP, leading to accreditation and innovation in governance. For a translation program on the adapted teaching learning modalities, we have the activities under Oplan Balik Eskwela for learners, parents, and teachers, and Project CLD. For infrastructure readiness to ensure the safe and healthy school environment, we have our Project POP. For building partnership with stakeholders wherein we can sustain inclusive education by engaging them to give inputs in the delivery strategy and operational direction that ensures health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. Collaborate with us in our undertakings in school. For that, we have the Project POP. For assessment, we have all the projects under quality, based on the most essential learning skills and values, applicable to real-life situations. We are doing all of this because education is our top priority despite the present condition, and we are guided with the pronouncement of our Secretary Leonor Embriones, education must continue. #Education continues. That's all. Thank you for listening and God bless.